It's a beautiful night here in downtown Solano Beach. We are outside the world-famous Belly Up Club, and we are getting ready to see some phenomenal bands tonight. I'm Kevin John for Daftstar, and beside me,
Alexandra.
The beautiful Alexandra.
Let's go inside and get our interview with Katchafire.
Are you ready to party?
We're here with one of the leads and instrumental vocalists from the group. So first things first, after you just get finished doing a show like that, crowd is going crazy. What is the first reaction stepping off of the stage?
You know, some people jump in a bath of ice and cool down. Some people get crunk on the whiskey. I just put my jandals on, man.
Wait, what did you call those?
Jandals.
Is that New Zealand slang for thongs, I guess?
That's New Zealand slang for thongs, for slippers. They call them slippers in Hawaii. We call them jandals, brother.
Jandals. All right, I learned something new today. Now,
Do you find what are the basic words that get confused most when you're in America? Jandals is one.
Yeah, we have a few kind of off the wall. Another one is chili bin. We call the ice box a chili bin. Coolers, you know, that's another one. Yeah, we have a few kind of weird slangs, but yeah, that's what I like to do when I come off stage is take my chucks off and put my jandals on.
Cool bees! That's awesome. Now, obviously, you know, if you couldn't tell the accent right there, that's the origin of New Zealand, correct?
Correct.
Now, New Zealand, and I see that obviously you got your music is heavily influenced by reggae, or should I say roots reggae. Growing up in New Zealand, I'm assuming there was a lot of exposure that you had to roots reggae. How did you take such a liking to reggae music?
You know, it was maybe the older couple of generations older than me, like my big sister's kind of generations around the hood. Growing up around the 80s and early.
Wait, you have a hood in New Zealand?
There's hoods everywhere in this world, man. There's hoods everywhere in this world, and yeah. So the older kids used to play it at the parties and stuff when we were young. That was where I was first exposed to it. Was just the older generation playing it at their garage parties, you know, like every hood gets down in the world. And so that was the first sort of exposure. And then when we kind of grew up into the age, into our teens, you know, we were listening to Steel Pulse, Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, UB40, you know, roots.
Where do you feel that kind of connection? Where do you feel most at home when you're traveling?
You know what? It's a lot of the indigenous nations bring that out of us. I don't know, for some reason, whether we're with Pueblo Indians or whether we're with, you know, Kanaki people from the South Pacific.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the indigenous nations that we feel most at home with. And you know, I don't know what it is. I think it's an unspoken thing. You know, it's a feeling, I guess.
Yeah.
But you know, throughout the South Pacific, here in the States, the native Indians, you know, usually the original inhabitants of whatever country, place we're visiting. All different tribes, but of Māori culture.
It's very interesting. It seems like I lived in New Zealand for a little while, and it seems like Māori culture is very family-oriented. Is that fair to say? It's a big family.
It's pretty much the center of our world. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It seems like it would stand to reason that reggae and Māori culture seem to be connected in a way. Do you feel they share similar roots?
Yeah, definitely. You know, as an indigenous culture, we're really proud of who we are and of our heritage. And you know, I guess you see that in Jamaicans as well. You know, we were colonized by the British. We have a lot of similarities and a lot of the same gripes, I guess.
Yeah.
So, you know, in that sense, I think Māori are one of the, you know, better off indigenous nations around the world, but, you know, we definitely speak our minds and stand up for what we believe in. And like you said, it's a family, it's a big family, you know, that's first and foremost.
other artists that had a strong influence on you as well?
Oh yeah, like I mentioned before, UB40, you know, Steel Pulse, you know, and not just reggae acts. You know, we love all male band that can sing and have 3 or 4 part harmonies, like Bee Gees, Little River Band. You know, the list goes on. You know, and we just love talent, stuff that you can't deny. It hits you right here.
So Justin Bieber has Believers, and Wayne Newton and Lil Wayne share Waniacs. What would Katchafire fans be called?
I don't know, man. The brothers are just coming up on the social media circuit. I haven't even thought of that. The Catchies.
The Catchies.
I don't know.
Well, I'm a Catchy now. Can I be the first?
Yeah, you're the first. This is the induction right now.
Yes.
First member.
It's beautiful.
First Catchy right here.
Yes. Fan number 1 and number 2.
And she's an honorary Rastafarian as well, so that, as you can tell, blessed right in. Yes. Now, real quick, obviously, you guys talked a little bit about your musical influences. Now, if you can collaborate with any musical artist, dead or alive, who would it be?
It's a tough one. Beatles, definitely. I got to spend a day in the studio with Bob, man. That'd just be terrific. That'd be stellar. Beatles and Bob.
And Beatles and Bob, yeah, of course. You know, obviously Bob's sound clearly lives on through you guys, so.
And I'd like Family Man to be engineering the session.
Okay. Cool beans. Now, I know we talked a lot about music, but, you know, I'm sure the fans want to know, on your downtime, when you're not doing music, what do you do? What do you do for fun? You know, where do you go?
You know, I love to play golf. I love to go golf. There is one golfer in Katchafire. Today at the barbecue, us and J Bug had a basketball game against each other. We beat J Bug. There it is.
Whoa! You hear that, J Bug?
Katchafire and J Bug. And then we wanted to play a game of rugby, but they went down. So, you know, we let them off.
They chickened out.
They chickened out. But
I read this earlier. Sorry to interrupt. Is rugby the national sport for New Zealand, or?
yeah, rugby is, but we're into rugby league, which is like if you're a connoisseur of rugby, you've got to watch rugby league. It's like rugby on steroids.
Wow, so that's basically like Major League Baseball here.
That's what's up.
Wow.
Real deals. The real deals.
There was one thing. The Sevens game is a big thing in New Zealand. It's basically like the Halloween Mardi Gras for New Zealand, where everybody dresses up, and it's not just like one person dresses up in one costume. People dress up in groups. Again, with like the family thing, you'll see entire groups of like doctors and nurses or fire brigades. Have you been out to the Sevens?
We get down, and we get down for sure. Rugby's, like you said, it's the national sport. Yeah. We're playing it when we're in diapers.
Wow, the diapers, that's serious. They train you young.
We don't even know which way to run. We just got the ball and running.
That's interesting, yeah. See, for us, I think the equivalent of rugby in the U.S. is like football, NFL.
Yeah.
You know, which is the same thing. We run with footballs in our diapers.
And playing catch, you know, when you're young with your old man, it's the same thing.
Well, we definitely see that Katchafire is extremely athletic, so that's always a bonus. Well, sometimes when they're not drinking, right?
We used to be. You know what? I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but you know, we've been doing our thing for 10 years plus now, and it still amazes me to come to Solana Beach and sell 2 nights out. You know, the boys still pinch ourselves, and you know, we're just so humbled and grateful for our fans here in SoCal and throughout the United States. And you know, without you guys, we wouldn't come back, and we can't wait. You know, it's one of our favorite places to tour.
What's coming up next? What does the next year look like for the band, or the rest of the year?
So the rest of the year, we're going back home to put the finishing touches on our 5th studio album.
Yep.
So that's already underway. We're about halfway through that, looking at releasing that at the end of the year, start of next year, latest. We've got Brazil, Australia, and New Zealand to tour for the rest of this year, and working on album, touring. You know, we're keeping it locked always. Brothers we still feel like we've got a lot to give. There's a few solo albums happening in the camp, so we're just keeping busy, man, doing our thing.
That's awesome. I'm sure your fans will definitely be glad to hear that you guys are, you know, producing more and making things happen. So
it's coming. 2014 latest. fifth studio album.
There you have it, exclusive from Katchafire. It is coming, so stay tuned. Yeah, boom, yes, absolutely. And sure, go ahead and walk through. Yeah, of course. Katchafire coming soon. See, it's contagious. It's contagious. I'm Kevin John.
And I'm Alexandra.
And I'm
Logan from Katchafire.